So many of you know that I cover many high-end audiophile headphones on this channel. And whenever I'm testing them, I'm always focused on gaming. How do they perform in gaming situations? And many of you also know that Meze has always been my go-to. I mean, I've straight up called myself a Meze fanboy before. And believe it or not, the Meze headphone I'm going to show you today might be the best for gaming yet. That being the Meze Poets. And first, let me show you what you get inside your box. And by the way, little side story here, I love how they went with the minimalistic packaging here. We usually got a really nice, big, glamorous packaging, but they're shooting for more of that environmental friendly, which I could definitely appreciate. But when you do pop your headphones out of the box, you are presented with a very nice, solid case, your little booklet in there, and then of course your headphones and cable. But of course, as y'all know, we're going to kick it off with comfort, because if they're not stinking cozy, we're just going to want to take them right off. And taking a look at these ear pads, oh my goodness, they are super soft and plush, plenty long, plenty wide, no issues with ears getting pinched or touching the drivers in here. Now they are fully pleather on the outside and on the top, and you got this little velour lining on the inside. So yes, they do hold in the heat. You're gonna get some spicy ears, but that's also gonna play into the sound later on. Now these ear pads are simply replaceable, just magnetized right on there, and then they attach and lock into place. Now coming up, taking a look at the headband, something a little bit different here from Meze. They have the soft suede leather headband, still nice and big, so that pressure is going to be distributed nicely across your head, but usually it's just leather on both sides. Over here you have that suede, so I don't know, is that a pro or a con? It seems like it might lock in a little bit more grease, but again, it is very soft to the touch. And then as far as adjustability, you have full swivel, your ear cups go in and out, and then to adjust them bigger or smaller, you got nice tight tension on these rods on the side, so it's really going to mold to your head shape and the size you want and really stay put. You're not going to have to deal with any micro adjustments or anything. And as far as the build quality, as you've been seeing here, it is top notch with the steel grates, the magnesium housing and everything. This thing is built incredibly beyond premium, and that goes right in line with the included hand braided copper cable. Like, oh my goodness, this cable feels just as premium as the headphones. A perfect fit. And whenever we combine everything I just talked about, as far as the comfort and the build and the lightweight, even though it's packing such a premium build, whenever you put this on your head, clamping force is pretty much right on that medium line. Me wearing glasses, I'm not getting any pressure points, nothing's pressing anywhere tighter, I don't feel any excess weight on me. Everything is just distributed perfect. Like, I don't feel like it's gonna fall off my head. If there's one thing I could complain about, would be the pleather ear pads, which do lock in heat, even with them being open back. But like I said, that's also gonna play into the sound, which we're going to talk about right now. But first, I want to read something out of the little booklet that comes with your Poets here. And they're talking about the sound profile here in audiophile terms that I usually don't speak. I speak consumer terms, right? But what they're stating here truly nails the sound of this down. Calling music sanctuary. Poet caresses your audio palette with lush, airy vocals and precise bass impact for a balanced low end. Now, what you see what I'm talking about as far as audiophile type of terms? Airy, warm, precise, sparkly. Anyways, moving on here. Its natural tonality is delicately enhanced by subtle hints of sparkle, adding a lively character. Excellent detail retrieval and separation bring your music to life, making Poet a harmonious blend of technical finesse and emotive expression. Let me tell you what, they truly nailed it right there. But let's talk about my experience in more consumer-friendly terms. My primary use also was with my hifi Zen amp and DAC, but I did test it with my Fosse audio with an adapter. And let me just tell you straight up, like using it on my Fosse, as much as I love that on a lower end type of headphone that doesn't take much to drive, but using it with the Poets here, I really didn't get that total push, everything out of the Poets here. I felt like they needed a whole lot more to really push them and drive them. But going back to my gaming experience, again, playing Call of Duty and Silent Hill are kind of my games right now, but focusing on Call of Duty, like, you got bass, you got immersion, but you still got those reloads and footsteps and stuff, or, you know, it was just so cool. You can almost hear someone throw like a flashbang across you, you know, and every weapon had its precise different sound signature. So everything wasn't just like muddied or muffled. You truly heard each different weapon. If you put a suppressor on it, it truly differentiated that, and you truly felt and heard that difference there. Now, talking about feeling, the Poets, they got some punch to them. They have some bass, where I talked about that immersion, which is shocking. Number one, because a lot of audiophile headphones, you really don't get much of that true bass like that we like in gaming, right? In gaming, you're usually presented with muddy, kind of rumbly bass, but the Poets, they delivered a nice, crispy, detailed bass, and it was punchy when it needed to be punchy. It was really shocking, especially, again, being audiophile, but also being open back. But more importantly, being planar magnetic. I never felt or heard bass from a planar magnetic headphone like this before, and I've used many from Odyssey's. Again, Hi-Fi Man over here at Meze. I've used many planar magnetic headphones, and this, clear as day, pushes out the most bass on a planar magnetic. But don't get me wrong, it's not a muddy, it's not a rumbly, it's not, your highs aren't mixing in with that bass and kind of drowning each other out. You're really getting the bass when you want the bass, when you need the bass in that situation, but you're still getting the highs, right? So you're getting that great planar magnetic experience, but you're also getting that gamer experience, where I said in the beginning, this might be the best gaming Meze I've ever tested, or heck, even best gaming audiophile headphone, because you're getting that gaming signature that we all truly love, that immersion that pulls us into the game, but you're still getting that detail and you're still getting that thump, right? When you're in that environment, whether it be Silent Hill or something like that, right? You want that moment to kind of make you jump and feel like you're in it. It was just such a great experience. It truly delivered what I wanted. Give me those vocals. Give me that immersion. I got everything I wanted out of this in any gaming situation. And that's a big deal coming from me, as I'm usually not a big fan of open back headphones. But this was a totally different experience. You almost got like that closed experience, but with the open. So it's not really beating against your head. That bass escapes, but the bass still hits. I'm telling you, it was the best of both worlds with the Poet. Now, the conclusion of audiophile headphones are always the hardest for me. And you all know why. Because they're all usually very expensive. And there's no denying that here. These are going to come in at $2,000. And yeah, that's expensive, right? We're talking about gaming headsets, which you're usually spending maybe $300, $350 is on the high end, right? But we're talking $2,000 here. Like, is this worth it? It's hands down worth it. From the build to the sound to the performance, like, it is a phenomenal headphone for sure. But you got to make sure you're looking for that. And if you ever wanted to dabble with a headphone that covers your gaming top to bottom, not that you need this one for FPS or this one for story, this one for treble, this one for bass. You don't got to mess with that. This is going to deliver everything here. Yes, they're expensive, but you're the only one that can decide, is it worth it? I will tell you straight up, the build quality, the sound performance, and the comfort, it does everything A+. The Poets are yet again another win from Meze, and hands down my favorite Meze for gaming.